You may be seeing more motorcycles on the road this year. The Motorcycle Industry Council reports sales are up. AAA says gas prices are a factor. So it's not surprising that we have a question about motorcycles in this Fact Finders. The viewer wants to know, is it legal for motorcycle riders to split lanes in Missouri? California is one of a handful of states that allow this practice. The state approved it in 2017. Put simply, lane splitting is that right there, driving between rows of stopped or moving vehicles. Some also call it riding the zipper. Here in Springfield, a rider slipped between two moving cars, sparking this question. Missouri law on this topic is not explicit, so there's not a state law that says no lane splitting or no riding the zipper, but if you do it here, you may get a ticket for careless and imprudent driving.
They are speeding while they're doing it. They're putting themselves in a dangerous situation. That becomes careless and imprudent driving, and we can charge for that.
We can take that careless and imprudent statute and use that, because that's going to encompass all the other things instead of writing 3 or 4 tickets for one action. Because more than likely, if somebody is what we call running the zipper, whether it's on 65 Highway or Glenstone or I-44, there are several violations just in that act.
Outside of the possibility of a ticket, the law enforcement officers we talked to consider this a dangerous practice for the motorcycle rider. And unlike California, we don't have anywhere near the congestion and slow-moving traffic that riders there split between. There's one other thing to consider. Grant Rallmeyer of Raw Law says you could be violating a state law on passing other vehicles. Basically, you're supposed to stay in a single lane unless you're passing another vehicle, and the zipper is not a lane. That all brings us back to the viewer's question. A lot of gray area on this one. Is it legal for motorcycle riders to split lanes in Missouri? Since there's nothing explicit in Missouri's legal books that outlaw it, we're gonna slide this over to yes, with a huge caution here. As you heard, you do run the risk of a ticket for careless and imprudent driving or speeding. You may be violating a state law on how you pass other vehicles, and the officers do consider it a dangerous practice. So keep that in mind with this yes behind me. If you have something you want us to investigate, email us at factfinders@ky3.com.